All right, welcome everyone to our chair fitness class. We're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. If you can, try to scoot up a little bit near the edge so you can work on sitting up nice and tall and work on those core muscles. And we'll take a nice breath in and then exhale, place the hands over the lower abdomen. All right, and we're directing our breath to that low center point. Breathing in, expanding the stomach. Exhale and just relax any tension in the body. Getting that breath low so we get more oxygen in the lungs and good diaphragmatic breathing. Right, and then take another breath to close. And exhale. All right, we're going to start focused on the feet today. So start with the toes, kind of wiggle the toes, bring them up and down. As you do that, you can also think of spreading the toes. So bringing our full attention to our feet. Good. All right, and then you're going to curl the toes. So kind of think of lightly curling the toes, getting a nice work in the arch. I know you're not seeing a whole lot because it's hard to see through my shoes, but just do what you can, curling your toes. All right, next we're going to lift both of the feet. This is called dorsiflexion. Flexing those ankles up this way, working the muscles of your shin. Really important to keep these muscles strong when we walk so that we don't trip over anything. All right, and then let's do the opposite. Lifting the heels, known as plantar flexion. Very good. All right, now we're going to do inversions. This is kind of like gently rolling, intentionally rolling the ankle outward. And then eversion is the opposite. So kind of lifting the outer side of the foot.
That's hard.
It's hard, yeah. This is not a direction our feet move very much, but it's still a good one to practice to get all those muscles in your feet and ankles working. All right, next one, we're going to pivot the feet out and in, tapping the toes, pivoting on your heel. This works not just the feet, but also your hip muscles. All right, very good. Now let's pivot the heels out and in. Flicking your heels together like your ruby red slippers. Very good. All right, excellent job. And let's do one last one. We're going to do our foot circles. So sit back in your chair. We'll do both at the same time. Lift your feet and circle around.
Steve, thanks very much. Steve, Lisa.
Now, all of this is playing out in the bond market as the yield curve flattens.
Good. And reverse directions, moving outward. Nicely done. Okay, and relax. So good motion at our feet. Feet are really important. You know, we walk on them. If there's something going on with the foot, it tends to translate all the way up to your other joints in the body. So you want to keep good care of your feet, keep them strong, because that will give you a good foundation for everything else. All right, let's warm up actually the hips next. So we're going to bring your knees in and out. As we do that, keep your feet flat on the ground. So try not to rock the feet when you do this. It's very common, right? We want to do this, right? Where we rock. try to just move the knees out and in without the feet rocking. Okay, just like this. Just knees out and in. Keeping those feet flat. Keep going, a few more. All right, excellent job. Okay, next we're going to do a light circle with one leg. All right, and up and around, outwardly. Gently working on that hip mobility. Nicely done. Relax. Other side. Light little hip circle. Just go at a comfortable range, comfortable pace. And relax. Very nice. All right. Next, this is still working on the hip, but it may feel like almost around the back. We're going to rock side to side. And it helps to have your hands on the top of the pelvis here, just so you can kind of be mindful that it's moving. And just gently shifting the weight side to side. This will help you be a little more mobile in the chair as well. You know, especially if we sit in the chair most of the day, you know, it's very easy for us to kind of slouch in the chair, and it almost feels like we've grown a root in the chair. It's hard to move out of the chair. So this is going to help give us some structure, so it's easier to get up and out of your chair and just to be able to move more freely when you're sitting. All right, now we're going to rock forward and backward. Now for this one, we are rocking the pelvis forward and rocking it back, keeping the back pretty straight. So we're focused on moving the pelvis. The pelvis is connected to your femur, the two femurs, the two leg bones. And so we're moving at that hip joint, rocking the pelvis. All right, and then let's bring it all together, make a nice little circle. Kind of practicing, you know, our Polynesian dance skills. Hula dancers. Moving all from the hips. All right, switching directions. Nice little circle. Good flow. Has anyone here been to Hawaii? Yeah, most of us. Yeah. Last time I went to Hawaii, we went to a luau. That was really cool. A lot of different dances and other things. All right, very good. Sit up tall. We're done warming up the hips. We're going to move on to the knee. Now, the knee joint is an interesting joint. It is very dependent on your hips and ankles being happy in order for it to be happy. Yeah, ever get knee pains or issues? Often it's not so much, I mean, there may be arthritis or something developing in the knee, but it's more because of what the hips and ankles are doing. So that's why we started with the ankles and the hips before we moved on to the knee. So they're in a good position before we move on. And the knee joint, very simple joint, right? It only moves one way. Well, extends and it flexes. It's not supposed to go any other direction, hopefully. Keeping the body stable as we just do a light kick, lightly straightening those legs and bending them back. Now, if you're wearing socks or something that your foot is able to slide, you could, the next exercise, we're going to focus on one leg and kind of think about almost sliding your foot forward. Of course, most shoes kind of stick to the carpet, so just do what you can. You can instead, if it's sticking, you can just kind of lift your heel and tap it, and then bring it back and tap the toe. Tap the heel, tap the toe. And I'm just leaving my hands here just to give me a good reminder to keep my core engaged, to keep my body stable, and to be breathing nice and low.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think I can lift those for you. One moment. All right, go ahead and do the other leg. So you're tapping your heel, tapping your toe, and keep that up. And let me just go ahead and check that for you. I believe, yep. Look at that. Magic. Go ahead and move this.
I didn't know this did that.
Yeah, you have a high-tech wheelchair. Makes it really easy to lift those up. All right, perfect. Okay, so we've been doing that leg. Very nice. And come back up. All right, sitting up tall again. Now we're going to work on the spine a little bit. Let's round the back intentionally and then gently extend the back to kind of a tall, straight position. Round and extend. All right. Rounding the back, extending the back, growing tall. And once more rounding and extending, nice and tall. Very good. All right, now with a nice tall position, let's roll those shoulders back. Opening up the chest. And then tuck in the elbows, and we're going to work on that external rotation of the shoulder, opening and closing. Good. Keeping the posture nice and tall. So always kind of just looking straight ahead. The head is sort of retracted back, chin lightly down. All right, relax. Now, similar to that one, we're going to tuck in the elbows again, but this time raise them up, keeping about 90 degrees in your elbows, and then rotate back. And then relax and back. Getting that nice external rotation at the shoulders. Just going through what's, whatever's a pain-free motion. It shouldn't cause any pain. If it does, you can skip this exercise. Or, any exercise that causes pain. Feel free to, you should skip those because there's no point in really moving with pain. We want to be moving in a way that's fatiguing the muscles and, maybe causing stretch, but not pain. Okay, relax. Bring your hands together and stir the pot. For this one, you can kind of gently reach out in front of you and then bring it back, leaning a little bit. Right, and reverse directions. And one more. All right, nicely done. Sit up nice and tall, roll those shoulders back. All right, and let's alternate just patting ourselves on the back, bending that elbow and lifting. Getting a light rotation of the back as we do this.
You want coffee?
And relax, very good. Finally, bring your hands together and we'll make a nice little figure eight. So bending the wrist forward, come around, bend forward the other way, come around. Warming up that wrist joint. Reverse directions. And relax, shake out the fingers. And we're going to finish up with some finger exercise. We're going to bring our index finger and thumb together. Kind of tapping, and then the middle finger and the thumb.
And then do everybody that one, two of them.
Ring finger and thumb, and pinky and thumb. Then let's go reverse, ring finger, middle, index finger, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index. All right, shake it out. Shake it out, very good. Okay, nice job. We should be pretty loose. We went through all the joints today, so let's just kind of shake everything out, get the hands nice and loose. And then the elbows and shoulders. And you can get the hips too. Move in the chair. All right, very good. Shake out a leg. Break a leg, shake leg. All right, and sit up tall. Very good. So good mindful run through all of our exercise. We're going to do just a little mini circuit today. We're going to work on just our basic movements. So the first one we're going to do is that partial chair stand. So like a squat, basically. So we have the hands on the chair, and we're going to pretend to stand up just wherever you're able to. If you can't lift the hips, that's perfectly fine. But just pretend you're standing up. Keep those legs wide. They should be about shoulder width apart. Not too narrow. If they're too narrow, you're going to put pressure through the knees. So keep them wide, and we do a partial stand, and then up
I can't do it.
and lower. Oh, and I'm sorry. I get to you. This one is.
I can't use my left hand.
No problem. Yeah, just use the one hand. Perfectly fine. All right, let's do 7 more. So 1, 2, pushing through the heels. 3. Job. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and just, yeah, that was a total of 10. So 7 more was all we needed for that one. Very good. All right, and that also worked the arms and the legs, right? Now we're going to work on the core a little bit. So sit near the edge of the chair, and we're going to be doing a lean back. So arms across the chest, keep the back nice and straight. Lean back, but hold yourself above the back of the chair. So don't go all the way back. Make sure you're holding yourself up, and you should feel some core engagement. If you don't, and you're doing this correctly, you could raise the hands a little higher. That'll make it a little more intense. You could even raise the arms up this way, but make sure that your back is straight when you are doing it. We're holding this for 20 seconds total, so let's go 10 more seconds. And relax, very good. Now kind of getting the core with the legs and arms moving together, we're going to do elbow to knee. Now be mindful of the back. If there's any pain in the back when you do this, I want you to just do this, just do the same side. But if you're able to, we're going to do the opposite, elbow to knee, okay? So light rotation in the back, bringing the elbow and knee together. All right, still try to keep the body pretty tall. Bring just that knee up high, tap the elbow. We're doing 20 of these total. Do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Last one, we're going to work on that the upper back. So we're going to do the tug of war. Now this one, you can get the whole body moving with it, kind of get a hinge motion. So really lean forward and think of reaching forward and then pulling back as we then reach, pull back. 2. We're going to do 20 of these as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, reaching forward. 8, can you do it? 9, 10, 11, 12, keeping that back straight. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. One more. All right. The bicycle. So this one, we are going to lean all the way back, but keep the back straight. So we're leaning back, but just straight at an angle. We're going to raise one or both legs, depends on what feels comfortable for the back. If both legs hurts the back, just do one leg. I will tell you when to switch legs. And for 20 seconds, we're going to cycle, do a bicycle. And halfway, so 10 more seconds. And relax. All right, so that was the last one of that circuit. We're going to repeat all those exercises again, all right? So kind of gauge how everything felt. Sit up tall. And the first exercise, do you remember which one it was? Partial sit to stand, all right? So hands are on the chair. Kind of pull those feet back a little bit. If they're too far in front, you're not going to be able to get very far. So have the feet pulled back a little. And 1, 10 times. 2, 3, leaning forward, 4, 5, you got this. 6, good job. 7, we need 8, 9, 10. All right. Catch your breath. All right, next is the lean back. All right. So we are sitting near the edge of the chair. Hands either behind the head or across the chest, whatever's more comfortable for you, but keep the back straight and we lean back, but hold yourself above the back of the chair. Don't lean all the way against the chair.
It's hard to do in the wheelchair.
Yeah, if you're able to scoot forward in the wheelchair, that will help you. If you are too scooted back in your chair and you're not able to scoot forward, just try to sit up tall without using the back of the chair. All right, 10 more seconds. And relax, nice job. All right, next the elbow to knee exercise, 20 times, okay? So lift that knee and go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. And now the leaning, the reach, tug of war. So we're reaching really far and we're pulling back. Reach, pull. That's 2. We're doing 20 of these. 3, 4, looking straight ahead. 5, reach. 6, 7, good job. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay. Last but not least, the bicycle. So sitting back all the way in our chair, you can do one leg at a time. If it's more comfortable. I'll tell you when we do halfway. Ready, back is straight, and begin, cycle. All right, we're halfway there. We got 10 more seconds. Good job, keep it up. Keep that core engaged. And relax. All right, sit up tall. Are we warm? It's a little warm. All right, take a nice breath in and close. All right, and let's do some stretches. So bring one arm across the chest, pull the elbow toward you. Sitting up tall, good. And switching arms, arm across the chest, sitting up tall. And just the opposite, so your straight arm kind of comes across. Kind of over your body. All the way over. Yeah, now you feel a stretch? Right back here, right? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. All right, fellas. That's right, you got it. Okay, now we're gonna reach overhead and push the elbow up. Getting the tricep, the shoulder. You can scratch your back, your upper back while you're here. And switching arms, reach overhead, push the elbow up. Okay, that's perfect. Just do whatever you can. Very good. Roll those shoulders back. Bring your arms out to the side. Hello, Susan. Wrapping up some stretches. This is a really important one. Oh, to open up the chest. Those muscles of the chest get pretty tight. So, and they can lead to poor posture. So we want to always open up the chest. Like you're going to give someone a big hug. And relax. Roll the shoulders back. Bring your hands together and drop down, getting a wrist stretch. Going down until you feel a nice stretch in the bottom of your wrist. And relax, unwind, shake it out. Next, let's give our knee a little hug. Bring your knee up toward the chest. Try to sit up tall. You could also lean back in your chair, whatever is comfortable, but keep the back straight. Very good, switching legs. Good, breathing low. All right, next let's try to cross the leg, one over the other, as best as you can. The goal is to get the ankle up over the knee. If you can't quite do that, just cross in whatever way you're able to. Just to gently stretch those hip muscles, particularly one called the piriformis. And as you do it, whether you cross it like this or you cross it, another way, you can lean forward to get a little more stretch. Good. And relax, switching legs, gently cross and lean forward. This is a good one also for just keeping that flexibility to tie your shoes or put your socks and shoes on. Really important. Good job. All right. Finally, let's scoot near the edge of the chair. Bring one leg out straight, as straight as you can get it. Pull those toes up toward the ceiling, and we hinge forward. And we're holding this stretch. How long do we want to hold this stretch for?
1 minute.
1 minute, correct. Yep. So this is the one stretch that you need at least 60 seconds to get a decent stretch and some flexibility benefit in your hamstrings. Hamstrings are a very stubborn muscle. That's why most people think that they just, their hamstrings are too tight and they can never improve it. It's because most people don't really give it a minute, right? How many of you were stretching for a minute every day before this? Probably none of us, yeah. Myself included. I remember like PE, we'd hold it for maybe 10 seconds, but there's really almost no benefit to that. So most other muscles though, if you hold for 15 seconds, you will get some benefit, some flexibility.
15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds is nice, I know, but this muscle, these muscles back here, they need more time. And they connect to the back of the hip. And if you don't stretch these, if they get really tight, that can lead to back pain. It makes your walking stride shorter, which can lead to poor balance. There's a lot of negative things if these are not very flexible. All right, so switching legs. And let's switch. I'll get the other leg out. So we're leaning forward. Try your best to keep your back straight as you do this. Supporting your back on putting your hands on the bent leg will help.
Where's me from?
And we've switched our legs already. So if you haven't switched, go ahead and do that. And while you're holding this, since it is a whole minute, it's a long time, it's a good time to really focus on good breathing. Breathe low and slow. Think of breathing down into your hips. All right, and let's gently come on back up, relax. All right, let's sit up tall. Let's pull our feet under us. And we'll close with a couple gentle breaths. We inhale, slowly exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more breath, just closing.